Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. My name is Krisha, and I'm going to be taking over today's Bitcoin analysis video. Yeah, so Sean he wanted to do it today, but he's like super under the weather. I have been under the weather, and I kind of got him sick, so it's kind of, you know how it is, right? When someone has the flu at home, it's like a cascading effect thingy, like you just pass it on, and it's kind of futile to even escape it. But yeah, he's under the weather, and the first few days of it is kind of brutal, so he's just kind of resting it out. But I will be taking over today, and we'll be going over Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin's recent price action, the dump that we had this morning was a 5% dump. So we'll be talking about, supports, resistances. Is Bitcoin bullish? Is Bitcoin bearish? What do we expect from the market? In addition to that, I will be giving you a quick update on Link BTC because Sean really wants you guys to have this update on Link BTC. I know he's been covering it, but he's not able to make it today, and so I will be just going over Link BTC briefly and just giving you guys an update on what Sean is looking for and the trade that he took this morning. So let's get on with this. If this is something that you are interested in, stay tuned. Okay, hello. Welcome to the Mango Grove. So here we have BTC USD on the 4-hour chart. Now, before I proceed with this analysis, I just want to tell you guys that I'm just going to apologize beforehand in case I just randomly start coughing. I'm still a bit, my throat is still a bit sore. So, sorry beforehand if I just kind of pause, break, cough, come back. But yeah, so what do we have here? We have BTC on the 4-hour chart. Now, why have I pulled this up? Is because last night I was doing a bit of research. Now, I wanted to kind of give you my input on what I found, and what I found was that a lot of people, I was kind of shocked to find a lot of people leaning bullish. They were leaning bullish, and which I find was really odd, because if you kind of look at Bitcoin on the intermediate time frames, and I'm talking about the 1-day, 2-day, it is still a bearish picture. We have not taken back some of the important levels that we need to take back in order to have like that rise in bullish sentiment, which is, and the levels that I'm looking at is, even popping back over the 8,500 or the 8,700, taking back things like the daily 200 EMA. We have not done any of that yet. Hell, we haven't even taken back the daily 21 EMA. So I was really shocked to find that a lot of people they were kind of sort of leaning bullish. Now, I'm like, okay, what are the patterns that people are looking at? What is that popular pattern that everyone has their eyes on, that everyone is trying to play? And here's what I found. And this is what I think drove the bullish sentiment in just among a lot of people in the crypto space. And this was it. So in my last video, I will include a link in the description above so you know what I'm talking about. In my last video, I discussed about this pattern that Bitcoin was playing on the lower time frames, that was playing out to the T, and it had a high probability of playing out. Now, the pattern was, the descending channel. I highlighted 1, 2, and the third descending channel that we had. And when I published my last video, we were still very much in the descending channel, and I said, okay, Bitcoin is likely to make its way down to 7,900, which I believe we did. In fact, we kind of overextended on that channel, and we went all the way down to 7,800, to trudge our way back up, only to break to the upside. Now, I said that, these descending channels have a very, very high probability of playing out, and we are likely to see this one play out as well. And we did play out, and in fact, Bitcoin did meet its measured move, like it did in the last 2 descending channels that we've had, right? We had this one, it met its measured move here. We had this one, it met its measured move over here. Now, a lot of people began comparing this descending channel to this one right here. This happened in the first week of October, I believe, October 1st all the way to the 8th. So what we saw on Bitcoin over here was Bitcoin drew this descending channel, broke to the upside, only to form a mini bull flag, which also broke to the upside, meeting its measured move on the bull flag. Now, a lot of people saw this, and they're like, okay, so, these descending channels have been playing out. Great. It's very, very easy to suddenly forecast what Bitcoin is going to do. So a lot of people saw this play out. It met its measured move. only to draw on this little kind of mini sort of consolidation-y phase right here, and a lot of them took that as well, another bull flag playing out, and many people started drawing parallels to what Bitcoin was doing in that first week of October. They're like, okay, this descending channel broke out, formed a bull flag, broke up again all the way to the 8,700 level, and a lot of people were playing that. Now, I think that was sort of fair, right? It was a fair analysis, but Bitcoin does what Bitcoin does best. Screws everyone over just when we think we have a hold on it. But no, that did not play out. That bull flag did not play out. Bitcoin did break to the downside earlier this morning. We got rejected on that daily 21 EMA. Okay, and there we have it. Bitcoin did get rejected off of that daily 21 EMA yesterday. In addition to that, we lost the 8,200 level as well as the 10 simple moving average that we held for 2 days before that. Now, that was, I believe, a 5% move. A lot of people kind of got scared out of their alt bags too with that move. So yeah, that was a 5% move, and for anyone with the Mango Vine indicator, the Mango Vine gave you a beautiful call on this. So this is what it was. Just so you know, it was on the 12-hour time frame. You got a beautiful zone of accumulation right here, and the pine gave you, well, a bearish sign. It is red. This was a beautiful zone of accumulation for anyone who caught it. It was a 5% move to the downside, so congratulations to anyone who caught it. But, for those of you, well, with normal EMAs, we did get rejected off that 21 EMA, the daily 21 EMA, that too. So for anyone who did catch that short right here, congratulations to you too. I think those were brilliant shorts to be had to the downside. And yeah, right now BTC is pretty much status quo in that we are oscillating between the same levels that we have been harping about for weeks now. 8,700, 8,200, and the 7,700 level. Now question is, are we making our way down to the 7,700 level? I don't know, but this is what I do know. This is what I am looking at. What I'm looking at and what I do know is that Bitcoin has been forming these higher lows. Do you see it? Do you see it? There we go. Let me just make it a nice bright yellow so you know what I'm talking about. There we go. Those are the higher lows. We had one right here. We had one higher low right here. So this was one low that we did form, right, on the candle closes. This was the second one, which was a higher low, very slight, but it is still a higher low. And we essentially, for Bitcoin to maintain some level of bullish structure, we want to see those higher lows being maintained. So I want to see Bitcoin hold here for the daily candle. Hell, I just noticed something. Like, look at that squeeze. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that? That's a squeeze, eh? That's a squeeze on the daily 21 EMA. That looks like a symmetrical triangle forming right there. Do you see that? Could, I don't know. But yeah, that looks like a squeeze between, well, this trend line right here that is dictating our higher lows, as well as, well, the daily 21 EMA that looks like a squeeze between the two levels. But in addition to that, if the one formation that quite a few people are looking at right now, including some of the guys on the Mango Telegram chat, some of these guys called it out, so credit to them. But there is a bearish head and shoulders also that people have their eyes on right now, which is this right here. Do you see that? I mean, it is premature right now, because honestly, this is how I look at it. If the formation has not broken the neckline, it is premature. I would not be taking the trade just based on the formation right there. Excuse me. Yeah, I would not be taking the trade just based on a premature formation. I usually wait on the break of the neckline before I put on my trade, and sometimes I'll kind of look for a retest of the neckline. Hopefully, more often than not, I do end up getting those bids in, but I do not play it prematurely. But this is what they've been looking at. This is the neckline of the bearish head and shoulders, and this right here is the left shoulder. This is the head. Apologies for the shitty drawing, and this is the right shoulder. Let me clear my chart so you know what I'm talking about. There we go. Oopsie. Boom. There we go. Everything in view. Brilliant. All right, so that's the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline right here. Now, question is, where does the measured move for this head and shoulders point to? Now, this is what I found very, very interesting, because if you just take the measured move for this head and shoulders and you say we break hell today, okay? Let's just say we break today. oops. Where does that point to? Oh, we have a line there right now. There we go. It's about 6,800. 6,800 level, that's where it points to. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is also in line with one of the major horizontals on Bitcoin's chart. So if you want to kind of take a better look at that, you can just kind of pan on over to the higher time frames and go to a clear chart, look at where that measured move is pointing to, and just look at how price has reacted on that horizontal line that you have right there, which is also the measured move of the bearish head and shoulders. So I found that to be very, very interesting. I'm like, okay, if Bitcoin does end up breaking this pattern, we could very well see the 7,700 level, of course, hit, but we could also see further continuation to the downside. However, guys, it's always if this then that. Now, the way I played, I always give my horizontals precedent over any sort of formation in front of me. So when I say if this then that, I'm going to see how Bitcoin performs on its major supports, like the 7,700 level, before I jump the gun on actually playing a further move to the downside to that 6,800 level. But that is me. You probably have a different strategy in mind, but that's how I do it. If this, then that. 7,700 is also a major level that I will be kind of watching intently to see how Bitcoin performs on that level. So if we make our way down there, then okay, how does it get bought back? Is there any sort of buying pressure on that level? Is it likely to break? So I will look for signs to tell me whether to take the bullish side or the bearish side. But right now, what we need to note is that Bitcoin is making these higher lows, and we want to see Bitcoin maintain these higher lows if it has to maintain a level of bullish structure. At least that's what I'm going to be looking for right now. But yeah, this is what Bitcoin is doing. We are still very much oscillating between our tight 12% range. I know I just said tight 12% range, but I mean, it's crypto, right? For crypto standards, 12% is a tight range. So, but yeah, this is what we have for Bitcoin. Now, in addition to Bitcoin, I said I'm going to be giving you guys an update on Link BTC. Now, a lot of people, all the Link videos have been gaining a lot of traction off late, but why the hell not? I mean, just look at this chart. Look at this chart. It is one of the most bullish charts right now in the crypto space. And we have been calling it since this level right here, 1817. It is such a bullish chart. But yeah, this is the Link BTC chart. Now, I have brought this up because Sean did take a trade this morning that he wanted you guys to know about. And here it is. Okay, so I do believe that Sean did take his trade on the Link USD chart. So let's go on over to Link USD. So if we just do that. All right, so here we are, Link USD. I believe he did take his trade off of the 12-hour Tenkin that he forecasted that price would kind of move down to yesterday in his link analysis video. I will include a link to that on top as well, so make sure to check that out if you don't know what it is that I am talking about. But yeah, if you just put on your cloud, and we are already on the 12-hour time frame, so that works. Brilliant. He did take his trade off of the 12-hour Tenkin this morning. Now, I believe what you guys were looking at was on the 1-hour time frame, price did see a stutter right over here. Now, Sean noticed that, well, it hit a level of resistance, and price was likely to head back down and possibly even retrace back down to the 12-hour Tenkin. And we did just that. Great freaking call by him. He is right now sitting pretty in profits. Sick, but pretty. But yeah, but what I wanted to kind of bring your attention to was this ascending triangle that Link did form before making its way down. And why I wanted to bring this to your attention, I mean, it's just an ascending triangle, right? What the hell? But I wanted to bring it to your attention because it did meet its measured move. And it's not that it just met its measured move, guys. I wanted to bring this up because if there was any formation that has been playing out with super high probability, it is the ascending triangle on the Link chart. Now, regardless if it is the Link USD or the Link BTC chart, it is insane as to how often this plays out, the probability of success of the ascending triangle on the Link charts. It's been playing out to the T. Now, sometimes, more often than not, it usually has continuation to the upside. It has been a very strong chart, right? Link BTC, Link USD. But even if it has continuation to the downside, like it has over here, it first met its measured move before getting that continuation to the downside. And I thought that was really, really, really interesting. And I think that's a great sort of, it's got a great probability to play out, which means more success to anyone taking the trade to the upside on the ascending triangle on the link chart. And yeah, I've been playing that, and I've been playing it fairly successfully. So those are the trades that I have been taking. They're very, very high probability trades. I kind of try and look for those, even if it's like short scalps. If it has a good probability of playing out, I'm usually in it. But yeah, what I also wanted to note over here was that we did get rejected off of this line over here at 2.795 on the Link USD chart. Now, if you pan on over to your daily chart on Link USD, you'll notice that that was actually daily resistance that Link did get rejected off of, only to see continuation to the downside like Sean had forecasted. Now, question is it looking bullish or is it looking bearish? Now, if you just look at the bounce on the 12-hour Tenkin, sorry for like the constant panning, but I think that was a very good bounce on Link. I think that was a very strong bounce. Like, that was brilliant. Like, we saw what, about a 7% bounce, like this 12-hour candle right here from 5:30 hour time all the way to, well, the next 12-hour close. That was a 7% bounce, and we've been hovering. He's still sitting pretty in profits, so that's good for him. But I think Link is looking strong. The fact that we got that bounce, the fact that it was as strong as it was, I think Link is looking strong right now. Sean will cover the rest of Link's price action in tomorrow's video. He's been trading it quite aggressively. That is actually one of his favorite alts right now, one of his bigger alt bags, and yeah, he's been pretty happy trading it. It's been fairly simple in terms of, well, the descending channels, the wedges, as well as the ascending triangles that have been so great on Link. But yeah, he'll be covering that tomorrow in depth. But this is what we have right now. That's where he took his trade. It did meet. He did get that trade down at the Tenkin. We did get that bounce. Link is looking strong right now. But that is it for Link. In terms of BTC, well, we covered that. We are currently forming higher lows, and we're looking to maintain these higher lows. For us to maintain it, we need to close over this diagonal that I have right here. So we want the daily chart on Bitcoin to maintain its higher lows. If it doesn't, well, we are likely to see Bitcoin head all the way down to the 7,700 level. If we do that, we are effectively breaking the bearish head and shoulders that a lot of people have their eyes on right now. Now, is it necessary that we meet the measured move? Absolutely not. Bitcoin has a lot of supports underneath this, so we have the 7,700 right here, in addition to, I think we have the 7,200 level before we get all the way down to the 6,800 level, which is also the measured move of the bearish head and shoulders. There is support underneath us that we first need to break in order to see further continuation to the 6K level. But yeah, this is all we have for today. And remember, guys, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.